I'm the only one, let me quote it, I'm the only one with the guts to prosecute Don Stapley.
In short, yes.
That was a quote from one of these press conferences.
In short, yes. So,
even though they're baseless, these charges, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, that parenthetical doesn't get mentioned.
So the problem is really what he's really saying is when anyone who is stupid enough to try to knock Don Stapley and the board of supervisors out of their constitutional mandated position as the governing board of the county and force them to their knees to give us the money for our budgets that we are demanding and so on and so forth. You know, leave us alone, don't audit us, don't ask us for more information on our Honduras junkets, don't get into the Jeff spending and the bus and the, procurement violations, don't get into the travel violations. Leave us alone or we'll come after you. And how does that sell to the Andy Thomas group?
Because that's the argument being made against him that would be expected from anyone who's trying to avoid being held accountable.
Yeah.
Now again, there's two different aspects of that. One is the objective reasonableness of that argument, and then the other side is that that's a narrative that still fits into an overarching campaign theme. So even with all this going on, I have to admit myself that a couple of weeks ago, there was just 1 week of bad press, one bad headline after another. And I began to wonder whether or not it was just going to be too much. But
have you talked to him about whether he's going to resign?
Not directly. I have spoken to him on occasion to let him know that I was continuing my efforts with my exploratory committee out of a courtesy, given that he's the elected official for the office I work in. But I have not had the conversation about any tell me when you're going or tell me now whether you're going or not. He has been equally coy with me in just a one-on-one meeting as he has been with the press or anybody else out in public about I haven't made up my mind yet. I'm still considering this. Where I get to go to the conclusion, such that I've committed everything that I've done and done all the work that I've done with an exploratory committee, that getting rid of all the lawsuits was a prerequisite. It was a necessary condition to get him in a position where he could leave. And as clumsy and as awkward as the withdrawal of that repo suit was, it had to happen. The fact that he was not next to Joe on that podium, you have to understand this, Don. And all those other shots where Andy and Joe are in the paper, Andy's always behind his shoulder.
Well, he's my lawyer.
Well,
Joe got his lawyer who actually read the suit and told him that's going to get thrown out of court so fast it's going to make it happen. It's a piece of junk. And I mean, I don't know if you read it.
I've read the complaint. And
in my opinion.
What were you saying about the two of them in terms of distance?
Oh, what I was going to say was, somebody finally got to Andy and said, you cannot stand next to Joe at the podium. You look like a subordinate. Get out of the shot. So that's why he was so far apart. I'm doing this for a fact. Well, I've run a campaign before. And I've helped run campaigns. And that would have been one of the pieces of advice that I would have given to Andy if I was his consultant. Don't stand next to the sheriff. You look like Deputy Dawg. Get out of the picture. And Andy not commenting or saying that at a press conference also fits that narrative. The sheriff was doing that. That frees up Andy to have some degree of deniability about whether or not the merits of the suit or the procedural aspects of it really had merit. He didn't say anything on that. So whatever that argument may be now, he's free to say something different or to measure his language differently. So
how much money is Thomas raised in his exploratory?
Now, he's limited at raising no more than $51,000 in elections. But as soon as he qualifies, he's going to get another 180, 190. So he'll be roughly on par with Tom Moore as soon as he turns his spies. And I know he's been doing that.
That's in May.
May 26th is the deadline for that.
And he's collecting those.
He's been doing that for a while now.
Now, what if the elections law doesn't suit his methodology? I mean, the idea that the resign and run law definitively hasn't been challenged the way it's going to be challenged this year. terms of people collecting money and signatures prior to resigning from office?
Well, we've already got the ruling from the Secretary of State about collecting signatures in an exploratory committee. We've already got the opinion by the Pima County attorney that everything that everybody has been doing, particularly at the statewide level, that there's nothing to prosecute. There's nothing there. So there's not going to be an issue in that regard. And that was something that I took a very careful look at, both as an employee of Maricopa County and as someone who was looking at a law enforcement position. Okay, right.
Well, yeah, just curious to me that there is no election right now as we speak. So I signed your petition and dated it today, and then, next week, Mr. Thomas resigned. Is my petition valid? Is my signature valid?
Sure is.
The day I signed it, there was no election.
And that's a requirement that we do not have in Title 16 for statutes. Title 16 that sets forth what you have to do in order to circulate a nominating petition is very specific. And the argument that there has to be a call for an election beforehand is a facetious argument. It doesn't exist in statute. So it has no legal merit. I know that argument's been made. I would just simply suggest that the attorney who brought that up, it was a political argument, it's not a legal argument. I formed a committee before I started circulating signatures. I have all the required information at the top of the petition. And there's a presumption in Arizona law that if a voter wants to sign a nominating petition, that signature is valid. And the petitions themselves, there's no additional requirement that there has to be a call for an election before they're circulated.
Okay, this is the first time it's...
Right, I understand. And I've met with Karen a couple of times to share with her what I was doing, the focus of it, and what I thought her responsibilities would be consistent with what we've got regarding case law in trying to determine validity of signatures and petitions. It's my reading of it. Sure, confident in my legal ability.
Yeah.
That she would have to accept the petitions. They could be subject to challenge. But here's the issue. When you look at the statutes, if you're going to challenge a signature, there has to be a very specific basis for challenging it. And it has to be on a basis for the statute set forth in Title 16. There's nothing in Title 16 that says there has to be a call for an election prior to circulating a petition. I can start circulating a petition now to run for president in 2030.
No, I understand that part. And I don't disagree with you.
And I will tell you, Don, I'm not going to put our party in a position where appointing the interim county attorney on the basis of being qualified for the ballot would be left to a judicial decision and put us in a position where we would not have a continuing on the ballot. I'm going to continue to collect signatures, and I can share with you, you'll be the first person I tell. We're going to issue a press release next week that I've got the signatures I need right now. We verified them, and we're ready to go.
So really, the big question mark is he going to resign? And if so, when? Because there's not just Arizona election law and our resigner issue that we've been talking about, and collecting of signatures and $5 contribution. There's also federal election law that overrides it. Because we're a state where there has to be a pre-clearance by the federal authorities, the Justice Department. It gets confusing. You would have to agree to think. If he games it to the last minute, doesn't leave, doesn't give anyone else the opportunity to enough time and to collect the signatures. I think that's where the real issue comes in. Is it discrimination against someone else who may have wanted to run, or is it a discrimination against all 2.2 million voters in Maricopa County that they weren't given an opportunity to vote for someone in a primary because Andrew Thomas chose not to resign with enough lead time for someone to have a reasonable opportunity to